Here's your report.
Oh, thanks, Jane. I wish I could hire someone just like you.
Try LinkedIn Hiring Pro. It's more than a job board. It's like the recruiter you always wished you had. Hiring Pro uses real-time insights to match your role to LinkedIn's unique network of professionals and delivers a short list of best fit candidates. You'll spend less time sorting applicants and more time talking to the right people.
Let's do it. You're irreplaceable, Jane, but another you would be great.
Hire right the first time. Post your job for free on LinkedIn today at linkedin.com/quality.
Suffering from dry, tired, irritated eyes? Don't let dry eyes win. Use Systane Pro. It hydrates, restores, and protects dry eyes for up to 12 hours. Systane Pro. Triple action dry eye relief.
Welcome to Holocron History, Star Wars Canon versus Legends, where we take a deep dive into the Star Wars universe, such as characters, creatures, stories, and so much more. Hosted by Ben of Temeria and Kadojo.
Welcome back, Adepts, Acolytes, to another episode of Holocron History, Star Wars Canon vs. Legends. I am one of your hosts, Brandon, or also known as Ben of Temeria, and always with me is my good friend, Kadojo.
Hello there.
And we are finally in our last part of Mon Mothma. Oh my god, there's been so much info. And mind you, this episode is a doozy because, fun fact, she has a lot of stuff in after the original trilogy that I sure was not aware of. So let's get right into it. So, the New Republic. So, 20 days after the Battle of Endor, Mothma tasked Organa with traveling to Naboo in order to gather support for the formation of a new republic. Organa was reluctant to leave her other duties and recommended that Mothma send diplomats in her place, but the Chancellor believed that Organa's skill and reputation were essential for the mission, as the princess represented the best that the Rebel Alliance had to offer.
Okay, apparently the party on Endor lasted for 20 days.
Hey, man. I mean, if you were oppressed for, 2 decades almost?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I would have a party for, 20 days.
Yeah. Second, the reason Mon wanted to send Leia out is because Leia is so well known for being, one, a politician, and second, being a soldier, essentially.
Mm-hmm.
She was on the front lines more often than not.
Yep, agreed.
In one way or another.
So Organa, along with her assigned pilot, Lieutenant Shara Bey, departed for the mission. Their time there consented with the Empire launching an attack against the planet as part of Operation Cinder. Organa and Bey fought alongside Queen Sosha Sorona to repel the Imperial attack. The Alliance continued fighting back against other strikes in Operation Cinder for months. Mind you, so Operation Cinder comes from Star Wars Battlefront 2 2015. This is the single-player campaign of Battlefront 2.
Yeah, this is where she went to Naboo to get their support. But I think I want to say this. There was also a comic that took place just after the Battle of Endor where they touch on Cinder.
Possibly.
And also the Aftermath books.
Yes,
Aftermath were pretty much nothing but, the 3-book series is nothing but Operation Cinder, which was a year-long plan to destroy both the Rebel Alliance and the Empire.
Yeah.
This was Palpatine's plan, by the way.
Mm-hmm. True. So the Alliance formed the New Republic in the months following the Battle of Endor. The Galactic Senate was reestablished and headquartered on Chandrilia, as the New Republic felt that Chandrilia represented a planet with big ideas that the Republic would need in order to be successful. Mothma was elected as the first Chancellor of the New Republic Senate, and to her great reluctance, the charter of the Chancellor included the emergency powers that had once been given to Palpatine during the Clone Wars.
Do they learn nothing?
Yeah.
Seriously, do they learn nothing? Hey, let's prop up another person. Give them the exact same powers we did with Palpatine.
So we see this in Mandalorian, the Mandalorian specifically, that we can specifically see where the New Republic failed as a as a government when it gets to the sequel trilogy.
Yeah.
Like, you can see where it truly fell because they were just mimicking the Empire.
For the
Which,
most part, I mean, they only concern themselves with the inner and mid rims. They really did not concern themselves with the outer rim. It's like, screw that place. We're not going to deal with it anymore. If they want to join
yeah,
us, fine.
granted, the Galactic Republic didn't really do much with the Outer Rim either, so
They tried.
they
They
tried. That's
literally
true. They did try.
I think during the High Republic phase, they literally sent out colony ships to
Oh
populate
yeah, because
the outer
Starlight
rim.
Beacon and everything was specifically
Yeah,
for the Outer Rim, and they had a lot more during the High Republic. Yeah, they were more involved with the Outer Rim
yeah, they were
specifically.
literally trying to populate it like the good old West of
Yeah.
America.
So it was Mothma's intention to do away with those powers, believing them to be a poison to democracy. Mothma also planned to propose a massive military disarmament once the Galactic Civil War came to an end, hoping to cut the size of the New Republic defense fleet by 90%. The other 10% would go towards training and supporting local militias, which would be responsible for the defense of their worlds. She proposed to put these ideas on the agenda of the first meeting of the reconstructed Senate.
I say, I don't
Yeah.
know how I feel about this because the Republic, as it were, before the Clone Wars, didn't have a military at all. I mean, they had some peacekeepers
Mhm.
via Jedi and a couple of ships, but most of the galaxy relied on their own defense forces.
Yes. So later, Chancellor Mothma corresponded via hologram with Admiral Akbar, General Crix Medine, Commander Krista Agate, and Captain Saf Melor. The New Republic officers discussed the disappearance of Captain Wedge Antilles during a mission to Akiva and the reliability of their Imperial informant known as the Operator. When Mellar advocated sending military ships to Akiva as a show of force, Mothma cautioned against it because she did not want to promote an aggressive image of the New Republic in the Outer Rim territories.
Yeah.
Yeah, so.
Yep.
So Captain Melor disagreed with the Chancellor and argued that Akiva was a marginal world whose government were allies with the Empire. In response, Mothma countered that the people outweighed strategic and political considerations. Mothma revealed that she had an intelligence of a rebellion on Akiva, which she attributed to the success of the New Republic's messaging campaign. Admiral Akbar agreed that Chancellor's assessment as a compromise. He proposed sending a small strike team of New Republic Special Forces to Akiva. The group agreed to Akbar's proposal. As a result, Akiva became one of the first Outer Rim worlds to join the New Republic.
Hey,
okay,
hey,
they're trying. They're doing something.
Hey, they pledged their allegiance to our enemy. We shouldn't help them at all.
Meh.
But here's the news. Most of the inner and mid rims pledged their allegiance to the Empire, and yet they welcomed them with open arms.
Mm-hmm.
It was mostly the outer rim who fought the Empire.
That's true. Because Tatooine's in the... Well, no, Tatooine's in... That's not Outer Rim, is it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't know it is. Yeah, you're right, it is. So, I mean, some mid-rim worlds oppose the Empire, but it was mainly, mid-rim and Outer Rim. Kind of a half and half with the mid-rim, I would think. I can't remember.
Yeah.
But anyway... Moving on, in 5 ABY, Chancellor Mon Mothma continued to preside over the New Republic's war against the Galactic Empire. The New Republic liberated more worlds from the Empire, including Akiva and Arcanus. Chancellor Mothma and Princess Leia later traveled to the oceanic planet of Velusia to meet with Grand Vizier Mas Aminda, who is still struggling to rule the imperial capital of the Coruscant, which was in the throes of a civil war. On the atoll Koloha, the Grand Vizier tried to surrender, but the Chancellor refused to accept the surrender and ordered him to find a way to secure the Empire's surrender. If he tried to walk away, Mothma and Leia threatened to have him tried for war crimes.
Yeah, no, Masamita, he wasn't the ruler. of the Empire at that time. He was, okay, here's your pretty little throne, here's your pretty little apartment, stay there, don't bother us.
And by the way, he is the blue alien dude that is with Palpatine throughout the prequels.
Yeah. Funny enough, he was
Nobody-
also the advisor for the previous Chancellor who got outed in
That's true.
Episode 1.
That's true.
And, sorry.
go.
And Masamita managed to get off Coruscant thanks to a brigade called the Ankle Biters, which are a bunch of war orphans in Coruscant.
Okay.
It was like 5 and 6-year-olds fighting this war.
So later, Chancellor Mothma presided over a meeting to discuss the state of the New Republic. During the meeting, Mothma urged her fellow leaders to focus on winning more membered worlds. When her advisors, hostess Illich, advocated finding new lines of food, fuel, and other vital supplies, Uxie Cray Corbin interjected that a stronger military was not the solution. When Leia entered the room, Chancellor Mothma greeted her and apologized for not inviting her. Mothma was aware that Leia was under the stress since her husband, Han Solo, had embarked on a mission to rescue Chewbacca.
Yeah, I think this is also part of the Aftermath novels as well.
I believe so. And then when Leia tried to lobby for ships and resources to send to liberate Kashyyyk, Mothma praised her for her idealism, but warned her that New Republic was preoccupied with trying to govern the galaxy. Despite Leia's pleas, Mothma reasoned that the New Republic lacked sufficient resources and manpower to liberate Kashyyyk. Frustrated, Leia stormed off.
Funny enough, Kashyyyk only had 3 Star Destroyers that were not in communication with the rest of the Empire. They could have been taken out so easily.
Oh,
and the planet liberated so easily.
Yeah, they wouldn't lose much of anything, especially if it's just like a surprise attack.
Yeah.
They could easily wiped out the Star Destroyers alone. So after Admiral Akbar liberated the planet of Kuwait and strategically imported Kuwait Drive Yars, Chancellor Mothma contacted the Admiral via hologram to inform him and Princess Leia that she received a communication request from the operator, a shadowy Imperial operative who had been supplying vital intelligence on the Imperial movements to Admiral Akbar. Now, mind you, the operator, funny enough, is Gallius Rex. Or Rax.
Yeah. Who was a native Jakku, snuck aboard one of Palpatine's shuttle, made it to Coruscant. Palpatine was sort of fascinated by him, sent him back to Jakku to finish building the project on there, and then took him in and made him his shadow, as it were.
Yep. So Grand Admiral Ray Sloane, the leader of the Empire, then joined the conversation and claimed that she was the operator, while Leia and Commodore Krista Agate expressed skepticism. Words are hard. S's always get me, man. Always the S. The New Republic leaders, including Mothma, took an interest to Sloane's offer to discuss peace with the New Republic.
It's a trap!
Yes. Believing that victory was imminent, Mon Mothma agreed to submit Sloane's offer to the Senate. As a gesture of trust, Sloane offered to have the Imperial Republic peace talks takes place on Chandrelia with minimum guard. Mothma accepted Sloane's offer and agreed to remain in contact with her using a special channel. Yeah, if that doesn't scream trap, I don't know what does.
Oh yeah. It's like, yes, please lower your guard.
So later, Chancellor Mothma and Senator Organa greeted 100 prisoners that were the former New Republic pilot Nora Wexley and her team had liberated from Ashmead's Locks prison on Kashyyyk with the help of Han Solo. Unknown to Mothma and her fellow leaders, the real operator was Fleet Admiral Gallius Rax, who was ruling the Empire from behind the scenes. In secret, Rax was planning to attack Trangilia using the liberated Ashmead's Locks prisoners to assassinate the New Republic leadership, who used inorganic biochip implants to control the former captives. Where have we heard that before?
Yeah. I mean, this Kashyyyk liberation was a setup by Gallius Rax for them to find these prisoners And then these prisoners would be put on display right next to high-value targets for the Empire. And all of a sudden, the switch would be flipped, and all of a sudden, ooh, look at that.
People are dead. Whoa. So a month following the rescue of Ashmead's locked prisoners, the Galactic Senate agreed to Sloane's offer for peace talks. Mothma timed the peace talks to take place after the Liberation Day celebrations to mark the liberation of Ashmead Locke's prisoners. To prevent day obstacles to the peace talks, the Chancellor ordered the New Republic military to refrain from making any incursions into Kashyyyk. As a sop to Leia, Mothma agreed to raise the matter of Kashyyyk's liberation in her meeting with Sloane. Her pragmatism failed to sway the idealistic Leia, who insisted that the Wookiees' freedom and dignity was non-negotiable.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because the freaking Wookiees have been part of the Republic for God knows how long. For thousands of years.
Yeah, and they're right on a major hyperspace lane.
Mm-hmm. And
there's no way...
Kashyyyk wood is one of the best wood in the galaxy, by the way.
Yeah.
Because they're, I forget what that's called.
Roku?
Something like that. Yeah, it's lightsaber repellent. Like, they can use it to fight against lightsabers.
Yeah.
And also it's also used for building lightsabers as well. It's the only wood that could withstand a lightsaber. So, thank you, Gungi, for having an awesome lightsaber build.
That was a fun episode.
Oh, such a great episode. So after Grand Admiral Sloane landed on spaceport in her shuttle, Chancellor Mon Mothma and several New Republic soldiers, guards, and officials received the Grand Admiral and her entourage. Mothma then took her Imperial guests to the Old Gather House and the Senate Plaza to watch the Liberation Day festivities, which feature artistic and musical displays by the various member worlds and species in the New Republic. When Sloane made a disparring remark about Gabdorian music, Mothma responded that the New Republic represented everybody in the galaxy. So.
Yeah, it must have been pretty bad music.
And then, following the parade, Chancellor Mothma began to speech praising the liberated Ashmead Locke's prisoners for the contributions to the rebellion. Before she could conclude her speech, the prisoner, Brentine Lorwaxley, tried to shoot her, but was restrained by his wife Nora. The other prisoners also opened fire on the various New Republic official presence. Mothma survived the attack due to Nora's quick response, but suffered serious injuries. Commodore Agate was badly scarred, while General Medine and Advisor Hostess Ilge were rumored to be dead. The attack ended any prospect for resolving the Galactic Civil War through diplomacy. In response, Fleet Admiral Rax ordered the Imperial fleets to assemble at Jakku.
Now, sorry, try to remember her name now. She said it like Sloane. Sloane. She was not aware of this at all. She thought she was actually going to talk for peace. All of a sudden, this just happened, and she was caught completely unaware.
Yes, like she was actually, actually trying to help for once. So the months after the attack on Trandrillia, Chancellor Mon Mothma chaired a meeting of the Committee for Imperial Reallocation, which dealt with redistributing the resources of the fallen empire. Growing wary, Mothma advocated ending the meeting early and delaying it till next month. Mothma was preoccupied with efforts to move the Senate and her office to the mid-rim world of Nakadia?
Yeah.
Nakidia. Despite Senator Ashman X's protests, Oxy Cray Corbin reiterated the Chancellor's position and adjourned the meeting.
Now, this was Mon Mothma's attempt to keep the Senate moving from world to world.
Mm-hmm.
So that way it wasn't just on one planet like Coruscant.
Yeah, where they're easily targeted.
Yeah, so you keep the Senate sort of on the move. Like every world gets to host it for like 2 years or something like that.
Right. Yep. Which would be cool. Which is smart, actually, in my opinion. So before leaving, the Hazian Prime Councilman Zondiv Stella asked Mothma about her arm. Mothma replied that her arm was still recovering as she was taking therapy exercises. Stella also promised to lobby the committees to fruition and to support her in the upcoming election. After the senators had departed, Mothma and Oxy chatted about her popularity ratings and the matter of appointing a new advisor to replace her late hostess Ilge, who had perished during the attack on Trendalia. After reflecting on her tense rivalry with the Orshan Senator Torwin Wartle, Mon asked Oxy how she could convince the Senate to vote for her again in the upcoming election.
Hey, I won the war against the Empire. What more do you need?
Right. I saved all of you. You're welcome. So Oxy reassured Mothma that she was doing the right things by appointing resources and infrastructures for a world afflicted by the Empire and the vacuum of leadership. While Mothma was kept the military strong, she had not tried to enforce her will on a weakened galaxy. When Oxy mentioned the liberation of Kashyyyk, Mon responded that Kashyyyk has been a complicated matter since the Senate had resisted their involvement, but Leia had gotten involved. Mothma was appointed the Challenstein approved the Challenstein action before it had been successful.
Yeah, so basically at some point, Leia just took a fleet and said, screw it, we're going in.
Yeah, because Leia's Leia, and I was like, I don't give a about any of this. I'm going to help my friend. As she should.
This
Thank
was
you,
Leia's.
Leia.
This was Leia's military side winning out here.
She just gave a big middle finger to the Senate. It's like, screw you guys, I'm going to do what I want. So when Oxy appended that Kashyyyk was a victory for them, Mothma reminded her that they had secured a win by defying the will of the Senate. Oxy responded that leadership could mean defiance, but Mothma countered that Palpatine was definite. Oxy reminded that Princess Leia was definite and was not Palpatine. Oxy then raised the matter of law and order. Before Mothma responded, one of the Chancellor Protocol droids, RK-77, informed her of an urgent meeting that requested from Princess Leia. The droid added that the request code was code K10 request, which meant something of the utmost importance.
We're a rebellion. We rebel.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, at that point, the New Republic was transitioning from a rebellion, the military was into an actual government, military government, or something along those lines.
Yeah, I know.
And they were replacing the rebels with, people who follow the letter of the code or whatever. And there were still some rebels in the military. It's like, no, screw that. We're going to do our own thing. Kick Empire ass. Right.
So Princess Leia had received news from Timon Wexley that Singer Rath Velas was the Imperial remnant that had located the inner rim world of Jakku. Upon arriving at Leia's domicile, she asked Timon to recount everything they had told Leia. Timon explained that the Empire was on Jakku and that a lot of ships were in orbit, including at least one superstar destroyer. Singer then interjected that Hera's friends Nora Wexley and Yas Imari were on Jakku. When Chancellor Mothma remarked that the situation fraught, Singer appeared to her to send military forces to save her friends and Timon's mother.
Yeah, Timon, he created one of the deadliest B1 robots ever, called Mr. Bones. A psychotic little guy that could rival Chopper and R2-D2's body count if he was given the chance. Yeah! Timon Wexley.
Oh, yeah.
He was in the new...
Specialized in Janked Alien rebuilt a B1 battle series named Mr. Bones to keep him company.
Yeah.
I forgot Mr. Bones.
He was a psychotic little guy.
Yeah, I forgot they made Mr. Bones canon again.
Yeah, he was in the new sequel trilogy. He died in the last movie.
Timon or
Timon, yeah. Timon.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Right after he got married.
Oh, that's so sad. So Chancellor Mothma pointed out that the mission to Jakku had been unauthorized. When Leia responded that she had authorized the mission, Mothma countered that she did not have the Senate's authority and that hunting Ray Sloan was the jurisdiction of the Senate. When Leia urged Chancellor Mothma to seize the opportunity to attack, the Chancellor responded that they had to be careful, that they had all the facts before proceeding to Jakku. The Chancellor then explained that they were unable to authorize the deployment of military forces to Jakku without consulting the Senate. She also warned that others not to speak of their meeting.
Now, I can kind of see both sides here.
Mm-hmm.
Leia wants to go on the offensive, finish off the Empire, but that's also something Palpatine would do.
Right.
On the other hand, you gotta get the approval of the Senate to show, the people are in charge. You don't have a mad person just ordering the military
Doing
around
whatever they want to do.
Yeah.
I mean, it's Leia Organa. She's going to do whatever she wants to do regardless. So. So unknown to Chancellor Mothma and the others, their conversations were being tapped by Senator Torwal Wotal, who had been planting a listening device in Leia's nanny droid T2LC. Wortel leaked the news to the Imperial presence on Jakku to HoloNet News and took the opportunity to attack Mothma for being secretive and indecisive. After watching the HoloNet News broadcast, Chancellor Mothma conferred with her advisors Oxy and Admiral Akbar. Akbar supported her by pointing out that she had been wise for not disclosing the information immediately, since she had it for less than a standard day. Oh, she had it for less than a standard day.
Hey, Empire, we know you're at Jakku. We're coming to get you. Hey, Empire. That's basically what happened there. And they don't even know what they're doing over on Jakku.
No.
It could be a trap. It could just be them regrouping. They don't know what's going on.
Yep. So Mon Mothma then realized that Senator Wortel had a leak or a spy. After reflecting the situation, Mothma commented that her setback was the unnecessary bumps and scratches of a growing democracy. In response to Wortel's leaks, she instructed Oxy to contact HoloNet News and give her statement. Admiral Akbar also agreed to send a probe droid and a scout ship to Jakku, to the Jakku system to gather intelligence on the Imperial presence. Leia urged her advisors to remain vigilant for traitors in their midst.
As she says, standing next to her nanny droid that is bugged.
Right.
Wait, is Leia pregnant at this point? Is she had Ben?
Oh.
Because I'm trying to remember when that series of events happened.
No, because this is 5 ABY. Force Awakens isn't until 31, 33 ABY. So no, because Kylo's only in his like 20s, so she's I think a couple years away before she gives birth to Kylo.
Okay.
Yeah, at least. Yeah, something like that. So later, Chancellor Mothma met with the HoloNet News journalist Transon Kane and the Sotolian cam operator Britt to deliver her statement to the press. In her speech, Mothma related that she had become aware of the reports of the Empire had retreated to Jakku. She reassured the public that the military had sent a scout ship and a probe droid to confirm this information.
Hey, Empire, we're spying on you.
So while acknowledging rumors that the Imperial remnants had relocated to Jakku, she announced that she had convinced an emergency session of the Senate in order to mobilize the armed services. After giving her press statement, Mon Mothma chatted with Tracine. When Tracine expressed sympathy for her predicament, Mon responded that the New Republic would preserve like the Rebel Alliance.
Yeah.
So that night, Chancellor Mothma gave a speech to the Galactic Senate, urging them to authorize the military intervention on Jakku. She presented data from the probe droids and the scout ship Oculus as evidence that the bulk of the Imperial forces had relocated to Jakku. Following the statement, Mothma retreated to her office to recuperate. While chatting with Oxley, Admiral Akbar entered the office to inform her that the vote had failed.
Hey, we got him on the back foot. We can give them the 1-2 knockout blow. Nah, let's not.
Yeah, we don't care. Let them be. Not wise. So, unknown to Mothma and her advisors, the Black Sun and Red Key crime syndicates were plotting to prolong the fighting. They had coerced or bribed 5 senators into voting against Mothma's motion, as at the request of Princess Leia. Sanjir contracted the services of his slicer friend Condor Kal. Condor found a Wartol's listening device in T2LC. After learning about the listening device, Chancellor Mothma decided to pay Chancellor Wartol a visit.
Wouldn't that be grounds for arresting the senator?
Pretty much.
Wouldn't that be grounds?
Yeah,
I mean,
pretty sure.
You're spying on us. You're arrested.
So, making the use of Chancellor Mothma visited Senator Wartol's Gandarian tri-deck cruiser, just as he was preparing to depart for Nakadia. When Wartol's Orison guard tried to block her, Mothma warned them that turning her away with the threat of violence would not look good for the senator. Chancellor Mothma managed to convince Senator Wartol to allow her to join him on his trip to Nakadia under the pretext of meeting with him. While the two shared a meal of the roasted neck toads, Wartol asked them about the purpose behind their visit. Since they were political opponents, Mothma replied that both had a shared interest and wanted what was best for the galaxy.
Now, in honor of Teacup, how hot do you have to get the grill to roast Nicotes?
Ooh, good question. First off, I don't know what these look like, and I don't know if we have a picture of what these look like.
I don't think there is.
We don't. It's
small pod creatures.
Yeah.
That form on the side of starships.
Oh.
Wait a second. Are these things barnacles? Space barnacles?
Pretty much, from what you just described. Apparently, they are space barnacles.
They are eating space barnacles, boys and girls.
So 350 degrees, 400 maybe. Who knows? Whatever you have to cook a barnacle, if you can cook a barnacle. So in private, Chancellor Mothma asked Wartol about their failed resolution to attack the Empire's fleet under Jakku, which had failed by 5 votes. Wartol tried to deny her involvement, but Chancellor Mothma pointed out that she had 5 dissenting senators: Ashman Ek, Rithorlo, Dor Weedle, Greco Sorka, and Nim Tar had voted with him in the past and worked with him in various councils and caucuses, whatever that is. While Wartol had voted in favor of military intervention, Mothma observed that the 5 senators had taken their cues from him in the past.
Hey, just because you voted for this in favor and those 5, your little underlings, didn't, doesn't mean you didn't have a direct hand in this.
I don't know about that. So as the conversation dragged on, Mothma theorized that Wartol had convinced the other 5 senators to oppose the resolution while voting for it. When Mothma accused Wartol of sacrificing his principles, the Orison responded that his people knew the meaning of sacrifice in the world, so the Empire would not subjugate it. Despite Wartol's rhetoric about sacrifice, Mothma pointed out that he was sacrificing the Republic's war efforts so he could conquer the New Republic. She added that by manipulating the 5 senators, Wartol was sacrificing the safety of the galaxy.
It's just mudslinging at this point.
And then Wartol accused of her being weak and indulgent leader, Mothma insinuated that he had sabotaged the vote. Wartol reiterated his denial and accused her of indulging in conspiracy theories. In response, Mothma presented the listening device that Condor had extracted from T2LC. When Wartol denied planting the bug, Mothma countered that she knew that the Empire was under Jakku and that he ordered the guards to stop Sinjir and Timon from leaving on the Millennium Falcon. When Wartol reiterated his denial, Mothma vowed to fight him at the next election.
You're a liar. I got the proof. You're going down, buddy.
Retorted that her revote was scheduled to take place on Natakata in less than 12 hours, and she had little time to scramble the votes that she needed. However, Mothma then revealed a card up her sleeve that she had smuggled in a small pieta fruit. Since Nakata was an Argenian world, it was classified as a Class A protected planet by the New Republic. Senator Wartol's yacht was prevented from landing on the Nakatian authorities since the pita fruit was considered a biosecurity hazard. Thus, Mothma succeeded in delaying the revote.
What kind of fruit is this?
Apparently, a biohazardous fruit. So, pita fruit is a type of seed fruit that is a dark and orange color. Is inside the pita fruit that is filled with brown sticky sap, which can also where seeds were located. Not allowed on Nakata, considered an invasive species.
I guess that's it then. I guess it must be just a fragile world.
Yeah. So this gave her allies Han Solo, Sinjir, Timon, Condor Khal, and the former New Republic soldier Jama Barrel enough time to track down the 5 senators. Despite Condor being kidnapped by the Red Key Syndicate, Jam managed to capture Ruthro. Ruthro revealed that the Black Sun and Red Key Syndicates had coerced and bribed the senators into opposing Mothma's resolution. Sinjir and his team managed to defeat the criminal syndicate's plot by rescuing Condor and Senator Nimtar's child, posing as the Chancellor's advisor. Sinjir managed to convince the 5 senators to change their votes by offering to pardon them.
Yeah. Kind of doing quid pro quo there, aren't we?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, pretty much. So meanwhile, Chancellor Mothma and Senator Wartol finally cleared the Nakadinian customs and addressed the press to delay the proceedings. Mothma feigned a limp as they entered the Quadro Senate House. During the session, Mothma gave a short but angry speech urging the senators to vote for intervention on Jakku. She urged them not to hesitate in ending the empire. While Mothma feared that they sound like Palpatine, Oxley reassured her that it was a great speech. Mothma was relieved when Oxley later informed her that her vote had passed.
I think that's the most. Are we the bad guys?
Right.
Meme. Are we the bad guys here?
No, not anymore. So yeah, fun stuff. But with that, let's take a quick mid-break and get back into more Mothma. Thank our patrons and listeners, and then get back into more Mon Mothma.
I wrote a little song to remind you, Choice Hotels get you more of the experiences you value. The Cambria Hotel's got it all. A rooftop bar, have a ball. Bring a date, your squad, or even your mom. Book direct at choicehotels.com.
Tomorrow morning is knocking. Stock your fridge now. How about a creamy mocha frappuccino drink? Or a sweet vanilla? Smooth caramel maybe? Or a white chocolate mocha? Whichever you choose, delicious coffee awaits. Find Starbucks Frappuccino drinks wherever you buy your groceries.
All right, welcome to the middle of the show. We're talking about everything with the podcast, nothing to do with the lore of Star Wars. Here, we want to thank all of our amazing patrons and listeners. Thank you all so much for supporting the show. And if you too want to support the show, you can go to patreon.com/holocron histories, where you can get ad-free episodes, or even join us once a month on the show itself. You can. You can also leave us 5-star reviews and a nice Apple or Spotify comment on Apple or Spotify. Leave 5-star review with words. We'll read it out loud the next time on the show, as well as the Spotify comment, which we don't have any this week. And then you can also find us on a few different Discord servers, the Robots Radio Discord at robotsradio.net, as well as my own Discord server, the Ben and Friends Podcasting Discord, where you can find this show and all the other shows that I host, which are the Final Fantasy Lorecast, the Gundam Lorecast, the Wizarding World Lorecast, and the Witcher Lorecast. So go check those out. All great stuff, all great fun, and yeah. Do you have anything else to add for the Mid-Break Dojo?
No, not real. Oh, wait, there was an article. Hang on, I posted it on the Discord, by the way. Apparently, the Star Wars Jedi director is now developing a Dungeons and Dragons single-player action adventure.
Yes,
I kind of look forward to that.
That'd be cool. Also, Summer's Game Fest started, so be on the lookout. I know we are getting a Sony State of Play on the 4th at 5 p.m. Eastern Time. So hopefully we might. I'm praying that we
Zero
see
company,
something.
zero company.
Well, Zero Company, that'd be great, or KOTOR,
Yes, that would
because
be
that's still in
better.
development. Because it was originally initially revealed at a Sony State of Play back in 21.
Yeah.
So please show me something. And it's
And
supposed to be
could,
it's a 40 plus minute long State of Play.
yeah. And I
So
can guarantee you right now there's going to be no announcement of Battlefront 3. It's going to take like a decade. It's going to be a decade of
at least
development if they do it.
It won't be through DICE if we get it. If we ever do get a Battlefront 3, it won't be done by DICE, because a lot of the devs that worked on Battlefront are no longer at EA. So
yeah,
it's
going to be a
company.
At the rate they publish games, it's going to be a decade before they can
Right.
get anything out.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Or what you could do is just update Battlefront 2.
Never going to happen.
I know it's never going to happen, but just give us new weapons, give us new skins, give us new heroes. That's it. That's all I ask. It's not much. But anyway, with that being said, let's get back into more Mon Mothma.
This episode is brought to you by Perfect Bistro Cat Food. Hey guys, today I'm interviewing my cat about his Perfect Bistro food. Percy, you seem to be a big Perfect Bistro fan. Care to comment? Totally. What do you like about it? You love the high quality ingredients? And the delicious flavors, of course. Yeah, that makes a ton of sense. Listen to Percy, guys. Visit perfectbistro.com to try it for your cat.
All right, so following the Galactic Senate's decision to send military forces to Jakku, Chancellor Mon Mothma returned to Tringilia after learning of Singer's exploits. She has secured a meeting with the former Imperial loyalty officer turned New Republic operative. When Singer asked to go to Jakku, Mothma countered that he was not a soldier and that his talents were better applied elsewhere. Mothma offered to hire Singer as her new advisor to complement Oxy. She pointed out that she needed a cynic who distrusted the system. After some discussion, Singer accepted the job.
I think this is the start of Alphabet Squadron. I'm not 100% sure, but this sounds familiar. I think this is the start of Alphabet. I could be completely wrong here, by the way.
Yeah. So Chancellor Mothma then sent Singer on his first assignment to deliver a small basket of pear fruit to her political rival, Senator Wartle. God, she is petty as shit. Singer then and his partner, Condor, visited the Orshan senator and caught him red-handed trying to trigger a remote-controlled bomb. While they failed to stop Wartle from detonating the bomb, the two managed to overpower the rogue senator, who readily admitted to plotting to kill the Chancellor. The bomb destroyed Chancellor Mothma's office on Trindelia, while her advisor Oxley was killed. Mothma survived because she was outside the building. She is also extremely lucky.
Yeah. Wait, was this on the same planet?
Trindelia.
Were they both on Trindelia, or were they back on Nikita?
Ooh, that's a good question. That I don't know. I would imagine it's on the same planet.
Yeah, I mean, there's no remote in the galaxy that you can...
That can be system-wide? Yeah, no. No.
Or galaxy-wide.
Yeah, no. So, despite the loss of her friend Oxley, Mothma refused to allow grief to cloud her judgment, with the Battle of Jakku ending in the New Republic's favor. Chancellor Mothma received word that Grand Advisor Mas Amida had escaped Imperial captivity and was suing for peace. Chancellor Mothma accepted Amida's offer and enlisted the help of her advisors, Singer, Sondiv Stella, and Princess Leia. She arranged for the Imperial surrender to take place on Trindelia in the Crystal Cliffs north of Hana City under the ancient Tentolev tree.
Okay, saying the Battle of Jakku's ending, the end of Jakku took months to happen.
Yeah.
They won the battle in space, but the Imperials were dug in deep on Jakku. It took them months of
And
orbital
we see
bombardment, bombings.
Yep. And we see the ending of it in Battlefront 2.
Kind of. That was the end of the space battle. They still had to keep the ground forces going.
Well, no, I'm pretty sure I thought that was the end because they captured and destroyed the main fleet.
Yeah, that for the fleet. I'm talking about ground troops.
Oh.
They had ground troops dug into Jakku, and it took them months to get them out.
Fair.
I mean, think
go on.
Sorry, think of Iwo Jima, but on a planet-sized scale.
Oh, dear God.
Yeah, that's how bad it was.
So during the meeting, Mon Mothma signed both the Imperial Instruments of Surrender and the Galactic Concordance. Per the terms of the Instrument of Surrender, the Empire and the various splinter factions were ordered to cease fighting. Mon Mothma also issued a further declaration designing all surviving Imperial military officers as war criminals. So,
now, this is...
by the way, this is before, or this is during the time of Mando, actually, now that I think about it.
Well, no, this is
Mando is
a little
ABY.
before. No.
It's 5 ABY.
No, it's not No, it's later than that.
Mando, I'm pretty sure it's 5 ABY.
No, it's like 10 or 12 ABY. It takes place after because you see the Imperials still in hiding.
I'm looking it up.
So I'm telling you.
What time is the Mandalorian set? Oh, 9 ABY. Okay, yeah,
See?
You're right.
Told you.
I thought for some reason it was 9 or 5. Okay, that makes a little bit more sense. It's 9 ABY. But that's... Okay. I guess the remnants are still kind of hiding, but they're also not hiding.
Well, they are. They turn to rebel tactics, as it were.
Fair. That's true.
And saying Masamida was the signatory for the Empire for signing the peace treaty is like saying a moose was signing a peace treaty for Canada during the War of 1812.
You're right. So non-combatant functionalities within the Empire were given constitutional pardons, provided they are complied with the Articles of the Galactic Concordance. Grand Vizier Amida was pardoned and tasked with leading Coruscant's provisional government. Following the surrender ceremony, Mothma gave Singer a bottle of expensive Lottery Mead wine to thank him for his services for the New Republic.
I love that. Okay, Amadamida, you are pardoned and now the senator for Coruscant.
Mm-hmm. The Galactic Concordance formally ended hostilities between the New Republic and the defeated Galactic Empire. The treaty forced the Empire to remain inside a predetermined territories within the core world and the Inner Rim. Mothma urged the Republic to remain vigilant in the event of the conflict return, and temporarily kept the New Republic Starfleet in wartime funding and alert status. Once it became clear that the war was over, the remnants of the Empire disappeared into the unknown regions. The Galactic Senate fulfilled Mothma's goal and passed the Military Disarmament Act.
Now, in Legends, in canon, the war ends roughly a year, maybe 2 years after the Battle of Endor. In Legends, it takes like 25 years for the war to officially be over. And even then, they weren't able to fully defeat the Empire. They got like the Galactic North still.
Yeah. And then sometime during her tenure, Mothma further reformed the Senate by establishing that member worlds were act as Senate capitals on a rotating basis. Rooting the capital in particular, keeping it off Coruscant, did much to convince member worlds of the New Republic would be different from the predecessor governments.
Yeah, we're not going to consolidate all the power in this one world and keep all the other worlds, powerless. This was, okay, you get a turn. Feels like kind of like kindergarten a little bit.
We're playing musical chairs with the capital. So, and then around 9 ABY, Chancellor Mothma and 4 members of the New Republic Senate, including Hamato Ziono, held a meeting over hologram with General Syndulla, who had just been attacked by Imperial loyalists at Santh shipyards on Corellia by Morgan Elsbeth's supporters, proclaimed that the New Republic had to prepare for the worst and express the concerns over the potential return of Grand Admiral Thrawn, a project that the loyalists of the shipyard had been contributing to. And this obviously is in response to the show Ahsoka.
Yeah, and if you heard a fart noise, that was me. Hamato Jinno is such a slime ball.
Oh my god, he's a sleazo? Is that the word?
Yeah,
He's a
sleazo or something
sleazo.
like that.
As a oh god, what's the racer? Jaboba?
Yeah, and funny thing is that this guy, he's the father of the main character to Star Wars Resistance kids show.
I have not watched that one because
It's basically
I wasn't a fan of the animation style they went with for after Rebels.
Yeah, it was all right. The Resistance animation style wasn't that bad. The story was kind of dull.
Oh, that's fair. It was mainly
but it
dealing
takes
with
First Order.
leading up First Order. I mean, but like how like Poe's rise, wasn't it?
Kind of, yeah. It
had Poe was
first
in because I know BB-8 was in it, but then eventually, like how BB-8 went to Poe.
Yeah, first season ended with the destruction of Chandrila. Essentially, Death Star 2.0 blowing up planets. This takes place afterwards.
Oh, okay. So now getting to her retirement, so sometime later Mothma became ill and stepped down as chancellor. However, her successors lacked Mothma's charisma and failed to create that same political consensus as she did. In her absence, the New Republic fell into chaos and the Galactic Senate became divided into two factions: the populace who believed that individual member planets should retain their full sovereignty, and the centralists who favored a stronger galactic government and a larger military by 28 ABY. Mothma showed her personal support for Organa after it was publicly revealed that she was the daughter of Darth Vader. Her message to Organa indicated that she had suspected the truth for some time before the announcement.
Yeah, and essentially this is the populace and centralists fall back into the Republic's old, there's the Inner Rim delegation and then the Outer Rim delegation. This is essentially the same thing.
Yeah, it kind of went back to the Galactic Senate ways of things, pretty much.
Yeah, and the Centralists were, unsurprisingly, imperialist sympathizers.
Oh, would you look at that? And then with her legacy, so in several ways, Mon Mothma's actions contributed to the New Republic's eventual undoing. Her drive for ensuring peace and demilitarization eventually left the New Republic in a weakened state of unpreparedness that lacked the strength to combat the rise of the First Order. The New Republic, she quickly built, fractured without her strong presence, and in no small part that caused by the influence of the draconian First Order's growing strength that was not revealed for decades. Nevertheless, decentralization defense forces, Fringers who had taken up the granted the New Republic's limited enforcement of interstellar law, and ordinary citizens of the galaxy alike united against the oppression of the First Order. They formed a civilians fleet that joined the resistance at the Battle of Exegol, finally liberating the galaxy from the Sith and inspiring a galaxy-wide uprising against the First Order.
Okay, now see, I don't quite agree with that statement that the New Republic wasn't combat ready for the First Order. The First Order was afraid of the New Republic fleet. That's why they launched their attack on Chandrila, because the New Republic fleet was at Chandrila.
This is getting into now, like, in my opinion, like where we get into the sequel films where they're like full strong, like going into combating the New Republic.
Yeah, but they were even
the
then.
only thing the New Republic's only defense was the resistance, which
no, they had
much.
they had the fleet, the New Republic fleet, which the First Order was still afraid of. In a straight up fight, they were still afraid of. When they finally blew apart Chandrila, which the New Republic fleet was above, it destroyed the fleet, allowing them to pretty much spread out, like one ship per planet, almost.
That's fair. All right, and then sorry, you had something else.
And plus, they really didn't have a home planet to speak of other than Ilum.
True.
That
Which
was
then
their
blew
home
up.
planet, which got blown up, and then all of a sudden the Supremacy, which was that big giant super Star
Superstar Destroyer.
Destroyer, was their next, home base. That got
Hmm.
destroyed.
And then it was
So,
Exegol.
yeah.
So, and then now we're on behind the scenes, and oh my god, there's a lot. So, Mon
Oh,
Mothma was first introduced in the 1983 film Star Wars Episode 6 Return of the Jedi, directed by Richard Marquand, from a script by George Lucas and Lawrence Kasdan. She was portrayed by Caroline Blakeston, who cast while working in Manchester, England on a television series. Blakeston met with costume designers in a Manchester hotel room to fit her a costume and discuss what kind of hairstyle her character would sport. But it was ultimately decided that she would use her own red hair. Blakeston was portrayed with an initial script for her brief part in the film, but upon arriving on set, she learned that her lines had been changed and she would have to learn an entirely new monologue.
yeah. And funny enough, if you ever watch the Family Guy Star Wars specials, they say, "Hey, look, another female in the Star Wars galaxy." I'm like, there's no way. Wait a second. Yeah, there were no other females in the entire previous two Star Wars films, except for the. No, no, wait, no,
What?
no. There were some in the command center on Hoth. So
There's
why would they
plenty of
make that
female
line?
characters.
Well, I mean, just from the movies.
Yeah, there's plenty of female characters in the films.
In the first movie, I think there was Leia. I don't
There's
remember
Aunt
seeing any
Beru.
others. Emperor, yeah, but she died.
Yeah, she's still in there. And then you don't know
Ugh,
what aliens are female or whatnot. So
yeah.
there you go. This proved somewhat stressful, particularly as a result of the dialogue connecting Star Wars terminology like the word Bothan. While in the production, Blankston came up with her own idea of the character's backstory, hoping to find inspiration in the Star Wars saga's classical opinions. She felt that the name Mon Mothma bore a similarity to the words Moon Mother, and as a result, she saw her character as someone who could be cool and collected. Blankston also had to re-record her dialogue after it was discovered that pigeons roosting in the set were honorable in the original recordings. You gotta love the 80s.
By the way, Blankston is still alive, I think, to this
Is
day.
she?
I think she's still alive.
Let's see here. Trying to see. I can't remember. Of course.
Yeah, she's still alive.
Oh, okay.
She's 92. Wow.
Wow. That's impressive. All right, so moving on, a younger version of Mon Mothma appeared in the 2005 film Star Wars Episode 3 Revenge of the Sith, written and directed by George Lucas. Genevieve O'Reilly was chosen to portray her role due to her resemblance to Blakeston, she filmed a few scenes for the film that was meant to set up for the eventual formation of the Rebel Alliance. Before filming, O'Reilly studied Blankston's performance, hoping to capture the character's voice and mannerisms. The scenes in the O'Reilly had been speaking the role were cut later included on the film's DVD release. Though O'Reilly did appear in one scene in the final film in a non-speaking role, Blakeston hoped to have a part in the film, asking Lucas if she could appear as her character's grandmother, but she never received a response from the director.
Oh, I'm guessing the non-speaking role might have been the funeral scene for Padme.
Yes, that is actually it. So, and then the character later appeared in the expanded role in the animated television series Star Wars The Clone Wars. In the 3 episodes in which the character had a speaking role, she had a voice by actress Kath Soucie. Her role as a leader in the Rebel Alliance and New Republic has also been expanded upon in the several canonical Star Wars tales. O'Reilly would have voiced Mothma in the Star Wars Rebels animation television series. Mothma also proved to be a consistent character in the works of the author Alexander Freed, who had described her as a character who makes every story better. That's cool. Yeah. That I completely forgot that O'Reilly voiced her Mothma in Rebels, which is amazing.
Yeah.
And then O'Reilly returned to the role for the film Rogue One, A Star Wars Story. According to Alexander Freed, the author of Rogue One, A Star Wars Story novelization, he would have loved to write more of Mon Mothma in the novel. He later had the opportunity to do so in the story contingency plan of the 2017 anthology From a Certain Point of View.
Yeah, I was gonna say from the Rebels TV series, that kind of plays well with the Andor's TV series.
Yeah, which we're about to get into. So O'Reilly reprised her role as Mothma in the Andor television series. Writer and executive producer Tony Gilroy was interested in exploring the mystique surrounding Mothma and presenting her in a surprising light. He also wanted to explore the orthodoxy that constructs Mothma would have to live with due to becoming a sinner and getting married at the age of 16. Gilroy called her the figurehead of liberal democracy that would fail. And compared her to the U.S. House Speaker Nancy Pelosi.
What the hell?
Whedon, author of the 2015-2017 The Aftermath trilogy, had previously described her as a fairly centrist leader who proved the difficulty of good governance. Okay, can we not?
Wow, what the hell?
No, can we not compare her to real people?
Yeah. What the hell, man?
Please no. That's kind of funny, though. Not gonna lie, that is kind of funny. But no, please don't do that. Gilroy realized that there was not much of canon information on Mothma, allowing him to make Vel Sartha her cousin. He wanted Mothma and her other legacy characters to not provide fan service. Executive producer Shan Woolenberg and her team had to put much thought into how they would represent Mothma and show her journey, and they stayed aware that where she ended up in Rogue One. Production designer Luke Hull created a sketch of Mon Mothma exiting a Senate limousine on Coruscant. Costume designer Michael Wilkinson styled Mothma in flowing robes that invoked her sense of style, seen in her Revenge of the Sith deleted scene. That he knew that Mothma was a senator from Trindilla who stationed on Coruscant, so he thought about people from different countries that worked at the United Nations building in New York.
Yeah, good comparison that's kind of there.
Cool. Wilkinson's team intended to bring elements of clothing from Mothma's home so they could set up colors of textures mainly drawn from other iterations of her. He learned into pale, neutral tones, and Mothma was given slightly shimmery organic textures with hints of metal.
Shimmery organic what does that even mean?
Fashion. I don't know what to tell you there. The crew tried to show Mothma's public face and the private woman within it. O'Reilly was delighted to have the opportunity to better understand her character. She also wanted to explore Mothma as a rebel leader and as a woman, which intended showing her private face of someone who navigates through systems of oppression. O'Reilly tried to understand the pain and personal cost felt by Caroline and Blankstons in Return of the Jedi, and she enjoyed learning more of Mothma's life.
Yeah, they really didn't have anything for Mothma in her home life to work with in canon until this, really.
So she was excited for the audience to see Mothma's journey of becoming the rebel leader that she is in Rogue One. O'Reilly wanted her character's new look in the show to reflect her stage of a successful member of high society. Scenes in the Trellidalian embassy were filmed in a practically built set that had a wraparound LED screen that used stagecraft technology. Okay, that's cool.
I think this is the same thing they did with Mando.
Yes, I believe so. And then composer Nicholas Bertel created the musical signature for Mothma. For season 2, Michael Wilkinson worked on costumes that would evolve Mothma into the leader of the rebellion.
Yeah, because there's 4 or 5 years in there. 4 years she has to go through.
And then we do actually have discrepancy over her election date. So according to Star Wars The Rebel Files, Mothma was elected senator in 8 BFE, or 8 years before the proclamation of the Galactic Empire in 19 BBY, which would place her election in 27 BBY. However, in the novel Queen's Shadow, Mothma says that she was very new to the Senate when Padme Amidala made her speech as Queen of Naboo, referring to a scene in the movie Star Wars Episode 1, The Phantom Menace. According to Star Wars Galactic Atlas, the events of the movie took place in 32 BBY, which would place Mothma's election that year or earlier. In Reign of the Empire, The Mask of Fear, the novel's events taking place in 19 BBY, Mothma stated that she joined the Senate nearly 13 years ago, also placing her election Citra 32 BBY.
I think that was just slight oversight somewhere.
Yeah.
I mean, it's
what
such
it
a
is.
finite detail that it's easy to miss.
Oh yeah, easy. And then her role in Legends. So Mon Mothma appeared in numerous stories in the expanded universe of books, comics, and games, which have since become non-canon and rebranded as Star Wars Legends. These stories saw her in a role of the rebellion fleshed out, showing her as a leader of the Rebel Alliance. In the 1991 novel Heir to the Empire, written by Timothy Zahn, showing her becoming the chief of state at the New Republic, setting the stage for her canonical counterpart to become the first chancellor of the New Republic. And then in the 2005 reference book, the New Essential Chronology established that the Legends version of Mon Mothma died in her sleep 20 years after the Battle of Endor. After the Chancellor continued appearing in Legend stories, Blinkston became aware of her character's prolific appearances. She was intrigued by this fact and credited it to what she saw as Mothma's strong personality. Blinkston stated that despite the character's limited screen time in Return of the Jedi, she saw Mothma as an archetype figure not unlike Darth Vader and Obi-Wan Kenobi. Yeah, no, that part is a little iffy.
I mean, come on. You got Darth Vader, who was previously Anakin Skywalker, who literally helped shape the galactic space, and Obi-Wan Kenobi, who was a Galaxy-class Jedi who took on Anakin Skywalker at the highest power, won, and then trained the next generation of Jedi, aka Luke Skywalker.
Right. But yeah, that's what we have on Legends canon of Mon Mothma. And let me be honest, we're not really going to dive into the Legends part because there's really not too much compared to Legends.
I think it's just mainly her doing political stuff. I think
it's like the New Republic, Republic stuff, which isn't too much detailed in my opinion. But
yeah.
Anyway, yeah, that's all I have. Do you have anything else to add for the Mon Mothma Part 2 or Part 4 finally?
Oh, this has been a long journey, my friends. We finally gotten through it. Mon Mothma did play a central figure in the Rebel Alliance, but I don't know. She was the person who held the Rebel Alliance together.
Yeah,
essentially, but she had zero military involvement, in my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
She was just the political figurehead at that point.
Yep, that's true. But, yeah. Well, everybody, thank you again for listening to Holocron Histories, and may the Force be with you.
Thank you for listening to Holocron History, Star Wars Canon vs. Legends. You can find us on the Robots Radio Discord at robotsradio.net, the Ben and Friends podcasting Discord, where you can share your thoughts, experiences, and love for the Star Wars lore. And don't forget, for the Republic!